Welcome to today's YouTube video. Today we're going to be tackling general split recommendations for different training frequencies. What that ultimately means is for how many days of the week you're going to train, I'm going to give you my best recommendation for the training split that you should follow. Going from 2 days all the way up to 6 days. I'm not going to be doing 7 days because for most people, unless you're a professional bodybuilder, we don't really need to be training every single day. And I do think it's super beneficial to have a day of rest so that you can recover, come back and smash the week again. Usually that rest day would be on Sunday if you're training 6 days, but I'll get into that with greater detail later on. So first of all, let's tackle 2 days a week. I haven't even introduced myself, so I'm actually going to do that. My name is Brock Ashby. I'm a body transformation coach, online coach. I focus on helping people lose fat, build muscle, get stronger, and ultimately learn what to do to get results. So I'm massively focused on dispelling bullshit in the fitness industry and just helping you maximize the time that you're putting into your transformation. So now that's out of the way, let's jump into what my training split recommendation would be for training 2 days per week. So this is, I think, a steady recommendation for people that are usually like early parents, don't have much time, still working, and have a lot of commitments. Or people that have other hobbies that they like to do physically, or they have cardio days that they do because they love running or love cycling, something like that. But these 2 days a week, because it's only 2 days a week, we need to be training full body. So what full body training looks like is, so there are kind of 6 planes that we want to tick off that we're moving. So ultimately, we could look at just doing 6 exercises. So the first plane of movement that we would like to do is a horizontal push. So that is anything that's kind of pushing like that. So we could be doing bench press, chest press machine, push-ups, even chest flies, things like that. That is horizontal push. And then we have horizontal pull, which is the opposite movement. And usually that's a row of some sort. Could be a bent over row, a seated row, single arm dumbbell row. Anything that's kind of rowing, you can do in that spot. So that would be your second exercise. Third exercise would be your vertical push, and that's ultimately anything shoulder. So if you look at me doing that, you can see I'm kind of doing like a barbell overhead press or dumbbell overhead press, shoulder press machine. In this category, we still have things like lateral raises as well that you can throw in. The fourth one is the opposite of that, vertical pull, and that's like a pull-up, lat pull down, straight arm lat pull down. Those are your 4 kind of upper body exercise movements that I would do. So 4 compound movements, because it's only 2 days a week, you have to maximize the bang for buck exercises that you're going to do. So we always recommend compound exercises for that. So compound exercises are exercises that aren't done in isolation where we're just focusing on one muscle group. We want to focus on a little bit more than that, trying to get 2 or 3 per exercise. Then if we look at the lower body, we can just simply look at it as a lower body push, or a quad dominant exercise. Anything like a squat, a lunge, a split squat, a leg press, hack squat. Those are some great options. And then a kind of hip dominant or glute dominant exercise. And that could be anything like a Romanian deadlift, a conventional deadlift, trap bar deadlift, 45-degree back extension, dumbbell RDL, single leg RDL, pretty much anything. Deadlift E is something that you could do. Seated leg curl, lying leg curl as well. Back of the leg, let's say. Let's just say back of the leg. Front of the leg and back of the leg. So those are six exercises that you could do literally just to tick the box of having a balanced program. So you could do that. And there's tons of different exercises that you can do within that, like I just listed off. So for example, if you're doing 2 days a week, if you're a beginner, you could just be doing the same program. So you could be doing a program, like I just suggested, of certain exercises that you choose, and then just repeat that on Thursday. First day on Monday, second day Thursday, and just doing the same workout. And for a month, you're doing that same workout 8 times. But you need that to get better at certain exercises and to improve your technique. If you're a bit more advanced, then you can have different exercises to provide a bit of variation, because doing the same thing over and over and over again as an advanced trainer or even intermediate trainer gets a bit repetitive, gets a bit boring, but also your muscles kind of get used to that stimulus a bit faster. But if you're a beginner, you're a newbie, you can pretty much get away with anything, which is awesome. And on those days, you can throw in arms, some accessory work, or some calves, or some extra glutes, or some ab work if you want. But I assume if you're only training 2 days a week that you don't have much time. So that's why I'll just hit those 6 exercises. You could start with legs first and then do the upper body. Or you could start with the upper body and do the lower body after that. Or you could, because you have 2 days, do lower body first, upper body on the first day. And then on the Thursday, if you're training again, you could just swap that around and do it the other way around. 3 days a week. If we're moving on from that, I still want to recommend a full body way of training. So the same 6 exercises you could do, but you would be training, let's just say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you'd still be training a full body on those days. So, you have your horizontal push, horizontal pull, vertical push, vertical pull, front of the leg, back of the leg. That's 6 exercises. You could do that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, choosing different exercises for each day. Reps and sets, tempo, we're not going to talk about that today. I'm literally just talking about the training split that you can do, because this is going to give you a good direction to go and you can kind of fill in the blanks. I probably will make some more recommendations on what to do if you're training 2 days a week, 3 days a week, 4, 5, 6, as like a kind of series to have a more targeted video for each recommendation. But this is kind of like the top of the tree to give you some good general information, and then from there you can kind of lock in on what days you're training. So with 3 days, you have that kind of 6 exercise structure throughout the week. Once again, if you're a beginner, you could look at making those 3 workouts made up of 2 different workouts, if that makes sense. So you could have workout A on on Monday, workout A. On Wednesday, you would have workout B. And then on Friday, you would go back to workout A. And then that week following, Monday would be workout B. And then Wednesday would be workout A. Friday would be workout B. So you have 2 different workouts that you follow, but you just alternate. So if you're a beginner, this is one of the best recommendations that I could give, because once again, you're kind of still in that learning phase. You're still trying to improve your technique really well, and you need to repeat the same exercises to get stronger and to get better at technique. And because you're a beginner, you can get away with doing same things over and over again because the stimulus is so new to you. If you're intermediate to advanced, I'd recommend having 3 different days to follow. But for example, if you're doing a horizontal push, if we just look at that exercise, like let's say you do a horizontal push exercise on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, like the way that I would make it different is like the Monday horizontal push exercise could be a barbell bench press. On Wednesday, it could be an incline dumbbell chest press. And then on Friday, it could be a cable chest fly. You're still doing the same movement, ticking that box to get that balanced programming, but you're doing different exercises to keep variation. You're doing a flat one, you're doing one with incline, and you're doing a fly. So you're kind of ticking all those boxes. But you could also just do like incline bench, close grip, flat bench, and then push-ups. That's completely fine. They're just 3 different exercises, so it helps you to keep variation. What I will say though is, if you do choose certain exercises, keep the same for a week and then repeat it for 4 weeks. We don't want to be changing different exercises every time, like, oh, what's a different horizontal push exercise, and changing it every single time you train, because once again, you're just going to be stuck in that learning motion, just trying to learn all these new exercises without actually mastering the technique of any of them. So that's 3 days. With 4 days, this is where we kind of start to digress a little bit and kind of open up our training options. So one option that we have is a full body push day and a full body pull day. So what that looks like is, so if we have a full body push, that's made up of a horizontal push, a vertical push, and then front of the leg, or like lower body push. And then we can add in other muscles that push, because that's only 3 exercises. We can probably do more than 3. We can throw in other exercises like tricep exercises or calf exercises, because those are more pushing muscles. So you could have literally 5 exercises. You could do one for chest, that's your horizontal push. One for shoulders, that's your vertical push. And then you could do a tricep exercise like a tricep dip, or an overhead cable tricep extension. So that's another push exercise. So those are the 3 for the upper body. And then you could do a lower body push exercise like a squat, let's just say a low bar back squat. And then you could do a calf exercise, standing calf raise, and then you're winning. Those are 5 exercises that are all dedicated to pushing. That's your full body push day. Full body because we're doing upper and lower in the same day. The next day you do full body pull. So horizontal pull exercise, you could do a bent over row. A vertical pull exercise, you could do a chin up if you have the capability or an assisted chin up. And then we could do a bicep exercise. We could do an incline dumbbell bicep curl. Bang. So that's 3 for the upper body. Then if we go downstairs to the lower body, we could do a barbell Romanian deadlift. And then maybe because we have another pulling exercise, we could do an accessory exercise for our lower body, or we could do like a 45-degree back extension. Maybe we could do a glute kickback, which is technically a push, but it's kind of focusing on the back of the leg. So you could do that. So like that's how you could structure it. Because you're doing 4 days, if you're a beginner, you could just repeat the full body push and full body pull. So you could have workout A, workout B, and just do it again. Because you're a beginner, as I keep repeating, you can just keep doing the same exercises and milk it. And that would be like a really great piece of advice to take on board, because if you do too much too early, you also run out of options. You've already done all the exercises, you've explored everything. But if you can kind of get away with doing as little as possible, it's the most intelligent way to train, because you're only doing a certain amount of exercises. And then when you branch out, it's new, it's exciting, and you've already hit a plateau in those exercises, so you're ready to make progress in other exercises. So that's one way. But if you're kind of intermediate to advanced, you can make these full body push and pull days different. You have the same structure of horizontal push, horizontal pull, and all that kind of stuff that I just listed off, but you would just have different exercises put in. Another way to structure it is upper and lower days. So you could have an upper body day, lower body day, upper body day, and lower body day. And that's ultimately just some people prefer that, because training full body push and full body pull is quite hard to do sometimes with when you have busy gyms, because you literally need to do exercise for the upper body and lower body. And if you're throwing in supersets as well, if it's too busy, you can't do that. So upper and lower can help kind of consolidate it. Some people get a lot of fatigue as well, training their full body 4 times a week, where if you just train upper body one day, lower body the next day, it can be a little bit easier to recover, a little bit less systemic fatigue. So what that looks like is an upper body day, instead of just doing pushing or pulling, you're doing both. So upper body, as we talked about, has like 4 planes of movement: horizontal push and pull, vertical push and pull. So you just do 1 exercise for each. And then because that's only 4 exercises, you can do other accessory work. So maybe you want to do a bicep exercise, a tricep exercise, and an ab exercise. So there you have 7 exercises. That's your upper body day. For your lower body, you have front of the leg, back of the leg, if you want to make it really simple. But we can also make it a little bit more complicated if we want, or we can just double up. So we could do 2 exercises front of the leg, 2 exercises for the back of the leg, and then do some accessory or smaller work, isolated work towards the end. An example day could be like this. For the front of the leg, we're going to do a high bar back squat with our heels elevated to really focus on the quads. And then we're going to do some leg extension after that. So that's 2 exercises for the front of the leg. Then we're going to the back of the leg. We might do a dumbbell Romanian deadlift, and then we could do a 45-degree back extension after that. So that's 2 exercises for the back of the leg. That's 4 in total. And then we could add in a couple of accessory exercises. Like you could do standing calf raise and then seated calf raise if you're really focusing on calves. Or you could do some extra glute work. Like you might do some frog pumps. If you don't know what they are, just Google them. You could do some frog pumps with some glute med kickbacks. So there you're adding some extra training volume for your glutes. There's a ton of different options. Once again, these are just general recommendations, but that is how you could structure upper and lower days. Once again, if you're a beginner, I would just repeat the same workouts, A and B, and then A and B throughout the week, so you're getting practice doing the same exercises. If you're a bit more advanced, I'll do different exercises every day. Moving on to 5 days. If you're a dude, what I would recommend is doing upper, lower, upper, lower, upper. So that's your 5 days. Most men favor training their upper body a little bit more than their legs. We're not leaving our leg training. We're not skipping leg day. We don't want to do that. But we're still focusing on upper body a bit more than lower body. So 3 upper days and 2 lower body days. And then for the women, mostly they want to structure their training more so on their lower body. So they would do lower, upper, lower, upper, lower. So 3 lower days and 2 upper days. A similar structure to what I said before. So if you're doing upper, you're focusing on a balanced training program. Horizontal push and pull, vertical push and pull, and then some accessory work that you want to focus on after that. And then with the lower body, 2 front of the leg, 2 back of the leg, and then some accessory work after that as well on exercise that you want to focus on. So that's 5 days a week. Look, there are other super complicated different ways of programming as well. For example, I recently just did one for a client where they train 5 days a week, but they're doing full body push-pull, full body push-pull, and then they have a lighter accessory day. So full body push-pull, Monday, Tuesday, or the first 2 days a week, that's full body push and pull, but it's heavy. So the rep range is a bit lower, 4 to 6 reps. And then they have full body push-pull after that, but it's in a moderate rep range. So let's say somewhere around 8 to 12. And then they have that lighter accessory day towards the end of the week, and that is about 15 to 20 reps per exercise. So that's a bit more complicated. That's breaking everything that I kind of just said in terms of my recommendations, but this is how I personalize my programming to the client's needs and experiment with different types of training with them. And some of these clients I've been training for like over 2 or 3 years, and it's nice to put some variation in there for them. So 6 days a week, we'll wrap up the video with this. The most common way to train would be a push-pull legs. And that would be my recommendation for men. Push-pull legs, so that's upper body push. So horizontal push, vertical push, triceps. Upper body pull, so you're doing your horizontal pull, vertical pull, and biceps. And then leg day. So you can do front of the legs and back of the legs in the same day. And then you would just repeat that. If you're a beginner, like you would do the same 3 days over and over again. But if you're a beginner, you shouldn't really be training 6 days a week. I reckon as a beginner, you only need to be training 3 to 4 days per week because you're going to be getting real sore. You're going to have a lot of DOMs. You're probably not going to be training or need to train 6 days a week. You can get away with 3 to 4 days a week and increase it from there. Do other stuff. Get other hobbies. But for my female clients that want to train 6 days a week, I would recommend still push-pull, but instead of legs, it'll be upper because the push-pull days are going to be in the lower body. So it's lower body push, so front of the legs, lower body pull, back of the legs, and then a upper day where you're doing front of the upper body and back of the upper body and arms in the same day. And then you can repeat the workouts. So let's say it's ABC. You can just do ABC, ABC within the same week. Or you can have literally 6 different days of programming. I do think those 6 days of training is pretty intense. And I wouldn't be doing around 6 or 7 exercises for 6 days a week. Like that is a lot of training. I'd be doing somewhere between 3 to 5 exercises per day if you're training 6 days per week, because you're training more frequently. You can't just be doing more and more and more and more. It's going to be really hard to recover if you're smoking yourself 6 days a week and only having 1 day off. You're going to need that extra rest. So that's the video, guys. Those are my general split recommendations. Once again, this is a starting point. I'm going to dive into what a program would be like for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days. So that's going to be like what? Another 5 videos that are going to be in detail. I'll be uploading them soon, or when I record them. So soon as in 1 to 2 months soon. But they will go into greater detail. This is just to literally put you in the right direction. Okay, I'm training 3 days a week. I know that I should be doing full body. And then from there, you can ask me. There are programs that I have like that in Built by Brock if you want to do my training programs, or you can just kind of start Googling away and heading into what a full body workout would look like if you're training 3 days per week. If you like this video, let me know in the comments. If you have questions, let me know in the comments as well. If you have some topics that you want to see, also let me know in the comments. And there should be a video here or there. I don't know, because I'm smack bang in the middle. There's going to be, it'll be somewhere. There'll be a YouTube video floating that you can click on. If you like this video, it's going to be the best recommendation that YouTube thinks that you like, where you can keep watching my stuff. Cheers.